live audience for today's show. We love the energy that you all are bringing into the studio. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so you know what they say. If it's meant to be, it will be. This was the case for our next guest, Becky and Jimmy Neeley. They picked up their love story right where it left off nearly 50 years later. Before we chat with them, let's take a look at how their love story began back in 1969.
We had a Spanish class together, and I just thought she was so cute and always looked forward to her walking in the room.
I just remember him being friendly and outgoing.
My grades might have been better in Spanish if she went in there. I asked her out, and the first time I asked her out for a date, she couldn't go because she's only 14.
My mom and dad won't let me go on any date until I turn 15, which would be November 17th. And he said, I'll wait. And he did, and we had our first date, I want to say, on November 18th.
And so we kind of dated my senior year in high school, but I went into the Navy about 3 months after I graduated. I was always out at sea, but every time I'd come home on leave, we would go out.
This is 1970. There's no cell phone. There's no computer. It is just the regular pen, paper, put a stamp on it, mail it, wait for mail.
I really fell in love with her through our letters and then coming home, and I was always looking forward to seeing her. I went ahead and bought an engagement ring.
He really surprised me with the proposal.
She thought for a little bit, and she says, right now I just can't do it. It broke my heart. After that, we kind of drifted off.
If you're meant to be, it'll come back together.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful story. Becky and Jimmy went on to marry other people, but decades later, after they both became widowed, they found each other again. So to share more, please welcome to the show, Becky and Jimmy Neeley. Woo woo! Yes! Hello. Are you guys matching or matching?
Wow, what a bunch of cuties you guys are. All right, let's get to it. Becky, when and why did you want to reach out to Jimmy after so many years?
Well, I was widowed for about a year and a half, and my daughter encouraged me to be active on Facebook. So Longview High School friends popped up, and I saw James Neeley wearing a police uniform. It said that he lived in Rockwall, Texas. He was a member of Lake Point Church. It said that he had recently lost his mom and his wife. And so I reached out on Messenger to him to let him know that my heart was with him. I was thinking of him. And I also let him know that I lived in Rockwall, Texas, and I had been a member of Lake Point Church for 30 years.
What? Didn't know about this. The story gets more enticing. Jimmy, you two went on a coffee date after she reached out. Paint us a picture of what it was like seeing her after 48 years.
Well, on the way up there, I didn't know what to expect, but our cars pulled up at the coffee shop at the same time. And when I seen her, I seen, wow, I thought she looked great. So we sat across from the table. I drove up there as a 66-year-old man, but I floated back home as a 17-year-old kid again.
Are you joking?
Man.
I was going, Lord, what just happened? And I didn't have no idea that months later I would be taking Becky back to the same place, the same lake lot that I'd asked her 49 years ago to marry me. And this time she said yes. So we decided to get married on Valentine's Day, which was my mom and dad's anniversary.
Okay, great.
Oh my gosh,
Jimmy, you're making us all look bad, man.
I wasn't ready. Dang, that was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. Becky, some people think it's not worth starting a new relationship later in life. What would you say to them?
Shut up.
I would say, even after sorrow or sadness in life, even after loneliness, maybe even after a long number of years, just move forward in faith. Seek friendship, seek companionship. If something more develops, that's wonderful. But as my son told me, Mom, don't be afraid to use the opportunities God places before you to find happiness in life again.
I mean, this is out of a Hallmark movie.
Yep.
I mean, this is unbelievable. And as you mentioned, today's actually your 4th wedding anniversary. So, Jimmy, I got to ask you, do you have any special plans, brother?
Well, we kind of started celebrating early. We went out yesterday and had a nice dinner with, our favorite restaurant. And,
Was it the coffee shop?
No.
Okay.
It was close to it.
Okay.
But on every February 14th, we always go to the coffee shop and try to be there at the same time and sit at the same table if we can. But we went out last night, and tonight we'll go to church like we normally do and be with our life group family and friends and just celebrate and share. Every day is Valentine's Day, really, to me.
Jimmy,
so,
I can't. Becky and Jimmy, we love your love.
Oh my God.
I've never seen 2 more perfectly matched people.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Thank you both so much. I know, we noticed. Very charming. Wow. Thank you both so much for joining us today and sharing your remarkable story, and a happy anniversary.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.